national interests, and if we have a legitimate national interest in salvaging this ship, and if I can be of any help, then of course I'll give it. I wrote to David Cameron, the British Foreign Secretary, just this morning, saying that I'd seen these reports. I know nothing about them. They're not coordinating with me, I quickly stress. But I've seen these reports, and if there is anything I can do, I'm ready to do it. It is not possible, it appears, to protect international shipping in the Red Sea from these Yemeni attacks. But given that the Yemenis' only demand is that aid trucks be allowed into Gaza, why can't we negotiate our way out of that dilemma? Why can't we make sure that the women and children in Gaza have something to eat? What's wrong with that? And what's wrong with a government that would refuse that?
Galloway gained nearly 40% of the vote in a landslide by-election win last week. He didn't hold back during the campaign, slamming the leaders of both the ruling Conservative and opposition Labour parties for backing Israel. In the past, he branded former PM Tony Blair a mass-murdering criminal for Britain's role in the Iraq War. He also attended anti-war protests in support of Syria and went against London's official policy by stating that Russia is winning in Ukraine. You might remember that Galloway also once hosted his own show right here on RT. Downing Street was quick to brand his victory very alarming. Well, his electoral triumph has led some British ministers to consider banning the political activity of officials they say are cooperating with pro-Palestinian activist groups. One of them is the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, which has called for refugees that were detained by the IDF to be released. We had a chance to speak with Mr. Galloway, who shared his views on current UK policies.
Whilst, of course, I support a ceasefire, that is not nearly enough. There must be a ceasefire. There must be a complete withdrawal of occupation forces from Gaza, which I remind you is internationally recognized illegally occupied territory. Israel has no right to be there legally. And following on from that withdrawal, then we can have an all-for-all exchange of hostages, prisoners, call them what you will. There are thousands and thousands of Palestinian hostages or prisoners, depending on how you want to describe them. And then there has to be, as President Putin himself said many times during this crisis, there has to be an immediate, and I mean immediate, establishment of a Palestinian state. I supported the Oslo Agreement, but I've been supporting it for more than 30 years. Where is it? Where is the so-called two-state solution? Now, if we don't get that, then another prison breakout from Gaza is guaranteed, and more bloodshed on both sides is guaranteed. And we'll all be back having this conversation all over again. Banning of media, it's not just RT, they banned Press TV, the Iranian national broadcaster. Even the Chinese TV, CCTV, is no longer available in Britain. They didn't make a political banning order on it, but they just managed to lose their application for the renewal of their license. So there's China, Russia, Iran, there may be others, Telesur in South America, that you just can't get now in Britain. And the reason is pretty simple if you think about it. Too many people were watching these television channels. Too many people were watching RT, not just in Britain, but even more so in Germany. That's why RT was closed down, because too many of the public were watching it. How's that for freedom?
A classified